Okay, this is called standard form, right? This is a number times x plus a number times y equals a number, and that is called standard form. I have two options to graph this, and you can just choose which one you prefer, okay? Option one is to rearrange and make it look like slope-intercept form, right? Make it look like y equals mx plus b. So here's what that looks like. I want the y by itself on the left side. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to move the term with the x over to the right, right? Because look, in y equals mx plus b, look on the right side of the equation is that term with the x. So let's move it over. I'm going to bring down, look, don't forget to bring this negative sign down. And this is plus 12. Okay, then to get y by itself, right, slope-intercept form, y is by itself, I'm going to divide by negative 3. Now, sometimes I can do this division. Like, let's say it was 4 divided by 2. I would just say, oh, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and I'd write 2. But in this case, 4 divided by 3, if I put that in a calculator, I'll get a decimal. So I don't want that. I'm just going to leave it as a fraction. Now, it still follows the same rules as if I was doing the math. So negative divided by negative is positive. And 4 over 3, I'm just going to keep it like that. That's 4 over 3x. And then positive divided by negative is negative, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I would graph this line the same as you just graphed your systems, right? I would start at my y-intercept of negative 4, down 4, and then I would go rise over run. I would go up 4, right 3. It would look something like this. Okay? Here's your second option. Option number 2 is to use the intercepts. Okay, and here's what that looks like. I take the equation and I plug in 0 for x first. Okay, and it actually doesn't matter which one goes first. Let's say I plug in 0 for x. Okay, 4 times 0 is 0, so this term just kind of eliminates. Okay, I'm left with this. I divide by negative 3. I get negative 4. So that's this point. Look, my x value, I took this equation, and instead of an x, I put a 0. So my x value is 0. My y value is negative 4. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same equation, and I'm going to plug in the 0 for y this time. Okay, so 3 times 0 is 0. So I'm left with 4x equals 12, right? That negative belongs to the 3. I'm dividing by 4. I get x equals 3. So now this point is the x value is 3 and the y value is 0. So when I go to graph this, what I would do is I would graph this point, 0, negative 4, and look, remember these are two strategies of the same thing, so the answer is the same. I would graph this point, 0, negative 4. That's called the y-intercept because it's a point on the y-axis. I got it by plugging in 0 for x. And then I would plot this point, 3, 0, which is called the x-intercept. It's where the line hits the x-axis. Okay, so two options, totally up to you. You choose which one you like best and do that for all three. You don't need to do both options.